Yeah, whenever you guys ready.
Alrighty, guys, we're here on another episode with Rigo from OnPoint Graphics. Thank you, sir, for coming out this morning.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Thank you for with the Dutch Bros.
Yeah. No, yeah, they hit me up. I watched a few videos. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so well, like they said, my name's Rigo. I'm on OnPoint Graphics, t-shirt printing, pretty much. The only difference is we do a lot of like out of state type of stuff, a lot of truck shows, a lot of car shows. That's kind of what we specialize in. But then besides that, we work with a bunch of local businesses, schools, and all that.
So how'd you get started in it all? So
how I got started in the t-shirt thing, it was pretty funny. So now I'm gonna knock this out. I jump around a lot, so. So how we started was, so I was going to PC right after high school, and then when they give you that, have you guys gone to college? I saw a little bit that you went to school, huh?
Yeah.
So you know how you qualify for like that FAFSA stuff?
Yeah.
They give you money to like buy books and all that. So of course, getting all that lump sum of money, like everyone like freaking blew it.
Balling out.
Bought clothes, bought all kinds of stuff, and then like instantly felt stupid. Like, damn. Like just wasted all the money the first time, right? After you bought your books, after you bought everything, whatever's left over to help you for like room and board and stuff. So after that, the second semester, I'm like, shoot, I want to invest this into something, right? Whatever I had left over, I'm going to try to start a little side hustle. So yeah, I looked into different stuff. I looked into like food carts. I'm like, that stuff expensive. Just all the little stuff you could find on side hustles. And I ended up with a little vinyl cutter, to heat press shirts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just sat in my room making quick little sales on portable buy and sell, $20, $30.
Is that something you were always into? Kind of like
I've always been into drawing and like creative stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, so I had gone to Citrus one year to help catch up on credits and stuff like that. And right there's where I got introduced to like Photoshop. So I naturally just grasped to it, which is like for designing business cards and flyers and t-shirts and all that. So that year I went there kind of, I would say it's a blessing in a way because I was way ahead.
Citrus?
Yeah. Because I was way ahead on all my credits. So, the teachers were like, well, just go to the, design class, whatever. So I was in there all day pretty much just
So for anyone that doesn't know, Citrus is like a
continuation school, to like help catch up on credits, so you could.
It's labeled as like a bad student school.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But it helped you out.
Yeah, it helped me out, yeah. Behind on my credits, went there, and that ended up helping me good a lot.
So you got the vinyl. You said it was a vinyl
cutter, little 15-inch vinyl cutter. And
you started putting those on
stickers. Yeah, just posting stickers and t-shirts and all that.
And then what happened after that?
So it was a pretty funny story because so at that point it wasn't like a business thing I was trying to do. It was just literally I didn't want to spend the money on something dumb, so I'm like, I'll buy something that at least help me make my money back, right? So I was working part-time at Lowe's, FSA, which is like a janitor type of thing. And then one day I'm like on eBay. I've always been into cars and trucks, right? And I had a little truck at the time. So one day I just go on eBay and I'm looking for a lowering kit. And just going through all the, wormholes of eBay, I came across a sticker that was for sale. And someone on Facebook had just asked me for that sticker. So I had just made it and I look on there and it was $20. And then on eBay, if you look, it says how much times the item's been sold. Mm-hmm. And it was like 20,000 units have been sold of this item. And then it was just like an instant light bulb. I was like...
That was the moment.
Yeah, that was the whole moment. I'm like, dude, if I just made the sticker super simple. So I think I stayed up that night just copying and pasting a bunch of eBay listings for stickers, right? Because you don't have to have the item, right? I was like, once I sell it, I'll make it.
Yeah.
And all that. So I did that for like, I don't know what happened, but I just got like... stuck on that, and I just started copying and pasting and all that, and then I kind of forgot about it. Then a couple of days later, I'm at work and my phone starts ching 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 ching, and I'm like, what the heck? So throughout the day, I just kept looking at my phone, and like the day went by, and I sold like $100 of stickers. Dang. So at this point in time, minimum wage was $8.
Oh dang!
So like after taxes and all that, let's say a 4-hour work day, I probably took home like $65, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right. So it was just easy math for me. Like, I'm just going to do this full time. I'll make more money than I'm doing here. Easy. So yeah, went home again, just started doing that. And we ended up building up the eBay store where I was making like $2,000 or $4,000 pretty steady a month.
Damn.
On stickers and t-shirts.
Not bad.
Yeah. And well, my niche was, obviously I've always been into cars and trucks. So that's the clientele I went towards. I think the SRT, what is it? The B, what is it? The Scat Pack. The Scat Pack had just came out. And so anyone that owned the Scat Pack were like pretty obsessed with them. So I found that niche, started making Scat Pack merch and posting it, and it was selling like crazy.
I feel like during that time, a lot of people, like, stickers were just kind of blowing up too.
Yeah, stickers were blowing up. And then I found these pages, these niche pages where if you go on Facebook, doesn't matter what you're into, there's a Facebook group for that niche, right? So I went to the Scat Pack group, and everyone there owns a Scat Pack, right? And so they're obsessed with that car. So I started posting there. They would all buy, go to the Hellcat group, post it there. They would all buy it.
It's hustling.
So SVT trucks, which is like a specific model, Lightning trucks, you know, they would all buy their stuff. So I just found all these people that were obsessed with their vehicles and made merch for them.
Would you say you're like pricing all this stuff like the same as your competitors, or like a little cheaper?
So there was no competitors. There was no one doing it. So
Oh,
I was charging pretty decent. You know, I was doing like $20. I wasn't selling super cheap to them because it was, you know, it was still a process.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Shirts were probably like $20. Hats, $30. Yeah, I was charging pretty good.
That's good.
The downside to that is every order was custom. So quickly found myself, you know, staying up all night just doing one-piece orders, you know. And it was pretty cool, especially on Christmas time. We'd make a good little grip.
Yeah. So then it started transitioning to you having a shop.
No, well, let me show you the downside to that, right? So like I said, we were doing automotive license stuff. So eventually eBay caught onto it. Or I don't know, so it got flagged somehow where one day, you know, I go to log in and see the orders and it says your account has been, what's it called? Like suspended for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, dang. So the sucky part on that is when it was suspended, they wouldn't allow me to ship out people that bought stuff. So all those people did chargebacks.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I was kind of stuck to where I couldn't fulfill the orders. And then on top of that, being flagged, you know, for not being able to do it. So it got me double. So all those people, you know, did track.
So what was the reason for the eBay? You can't sell stuff.
It's licensed stuff. So it wasn't like Dodge called them and said, hey, this guy's selling stuff, but they just, you know.
They want to have their own back covered? eBay?
Yeah, so like you can't sell stuff you don't own, right? Like the rights to it. You know, although we weren't printing a Dodge logo, you know, they own the trademark Scat Pack and all that. So even though we were doing like different fonts and all that, you know, eBay picked it up as a potential fraud type of thing. So anyways, that was kind of kicked our butt a little bit. So I had to focus now like on local stuff, right? So from there, you know, at this point we had a little shop and we've always jumped around trying to, you know, go bigger and bigger. So we had a shop on Olive, a shop in the East Side, one over there by the airport.
These are all separate shops, or you're saying you're moving?
No, yeah, we're moving.
Oh, okay.
Like every year we would upgrade little by little.
So you had been doing it a while, because when I first got in contact with you were over there by the airport.
Oh yeah,
you had already been doing it.
I've been doing it since 19. Yeah, so it's been 11
But that was
years.
only like 2020, since 2019?
No, I'm 31. So
Oh, since 19 years old.
yeah,
Since
19. Oh yeah, no, yeah. So 2014 technically, I guess, is when I bought the machine. The vinyl cutter, I guess I would consider that the start of OnPoint Graphics. Yeah.
So flip over to today. You have employees, you have your own warehouse, and
Yeah. I mean, right now, still in the automotive niche, but we don't do single pieces. We don't do obviously anything trademarked or anything. It's more wholesale automotive type of merch. Yeah. But plus, we still do a ton of local business, but it's not our.
So the majority of your business is coming from out of state stuff.
Yeah.
Go into that, because I know you're really into the truck scene.
Yeah. So going back to the niche, I guess, you know, naturally I'm into trucks. I like it. And that's the type of clients I went towards. And yeah.
So kind of what broke you into like that whole truck scene? Because you're really popular. Like I've seen your page and everything, like Texas and stuff.
Yeah.
Like how are you so well known over there?
So, I mean, it was just, like I said, going after those type of clients. Like I said, when our eBay store closed down, kind of had our back to the wall. Already had a little shop. Already had, you know, little bills here and there. So at that point, I came like obsessed just with, you know, getting clientele. So like I'll give you an example. At one point in time, I went through almost every business in town that had a door open, hand them a business card, introduce myself. And I got 0 orders.
Dang.
So it was just, you know, mixture of being young, a mixture of You know, maybe I didn't know how to talk. I probably still don't know how to talk, but you know, I didn't have like that conversation skills yet. And I found myself easier communicating online with other people and, you know, showing them my work and stuff like that. So I was just going after everyone. I got messages back in, like customers I work with now, I have messages back in 2014 where they never opened it, you know. They just message them, hey, we'd love to help you out. Here's their work, boom, boom, boom. And yeah, I mean, there's a grip full of people that probably have an inbox message from me here in town and out because, you know, not scamming them, not like bugging them, but just
following up,
offering our services and doing stuff like that. So I don't know. It came easier to get a
It's
client.
crazy because when I think back then, when I would think like graphics, I would think, you know, you have to do stuff local, but the fact that you're like shipping all this stuff out, like I hadn't really seen that before.
Yeah. No, like I said, I definitely tried. I tried to grow locally like as much as I could possibly could.
But you made it work.
Yeah, I made it work. I would just say I would say my age would kind of hinder me a little bit because I didn't have that real life connections yet, you know? So like the other business owners in town that own print shops, they're older, you know, a lot of the business owners, you know, they went to high school with them. Their kids know each other. So I would say local business, it's easier for them. In my case, I had no connections like that. You know, all my friends I went to high school with are still trying to get their first job at this point and stuff like that.
Yeah. So do you feel like you have those connections that's what's like helping you out, like in the truck scene?
Yeah. So
like everyone just knows what you do.
Everything's word of mouth. I could do my best to try to get a client, but at the end of the day, if DC Lawn Care calls them and tells them your experience, they're gonna trust me more than if I call them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all word of mouth is the best referral.
So what does your typical day look like? Like, do you still try to get new clients? Or are you?
Yeah. So right now, like I would say I'm in a unique spot where, like you said, we came kind of popular in our niche. So we get on a daily messages, people wanting to work with us, which could be good and bad, you know, because we do wholesale. So sometimes it's like they only need a couple pieces. So they're not ready at that point to order with us. But as far as like seeking customers, at this point in time, a lot of customers just come to us, but doesn't mean we still try, you know.
Are a lot of your clients just repetitive?
Yeah. So that's the big thing too. It's a lot of repetitive work. And that's honestly, that's the most profitable, right?
Yeah.
Because with the new client, they had to learn to work with you. Then you had to create the art and all that. So, I mean, we get new clients every day, but I think in the printing specific, the profitability comes with just repeated orders.
Where's the majority of your work coming from right now?
Texas. Yeah, Texas. I get calls.
But from one specific customer?
No. We do have, I would say three.
Who's your biggest customer? Top three customers?
Top three customers. I think like the big names would be like Project Torque, On the Gas, and then like the Cali guys like
and those guys are just they have like their own clothing that you're just making on the back end.
So they're brands. They're brands.
Brands that do clothing, or kind of
they're influencers. I guess I would go back. They're influencers. Yeah. So they do YouTube and they do a mixture of stuff, right? They give away trucks. They sell merch.
And they sell this merch like on their website and stuff.
Yeah. So they're direct to customer, right? We're like the wholesaler. Yeah.
So you just ship it right to their
So we don't ship directly to people. No, it's just only direct to the customer. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So
so they're doing big orders.
They do. Yeah. Well, they have the following. You know, they have the following and they have their brand set up. You know.
What's the biggest order you've done?
Biggest order, like as far as
like one time batch.
Like one design.
So something you shipped off. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean we've done. I wouldn't even know what to say. Thousands of shirts. Yeah, we've done.
Yeah, how do you does the FedEx truck or UPS truck just show up to your warehouse and just pick?
Yeah, so they already come on a daily pickup.
Dang.
Yeah, UPS comes on a daily pickup. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. So it's a cool.
How does that work? Because I see companies have that, but like do you have a contract with UPS? Like how do you pay all that stuff?
We do have a contract with UPS. They give us good rates. I mean, decent rates compared to, you know.
How do you start with that though? Like you go to their store and say, hey, I need pickups?
No, you have to wait and they kind of come to you.
Really?
Yeah, because in the beginning you don't have the buying power to negotiate with them, right? So in the beginning we're just whatever.
But in the beginning you're taking it to the UPS, like the
yeah.
And then what? Then what happens?
So at a certain point, anyone could request the UPS pickup.
Oh,
so
okay.
let's just say you have a box right now, you want to ship it, you could
Have them pick it up.
Yeah, I think you pay like $5 and they'll come to your house and they'll pick it up on their way, or when they're dropping something off, you could hand it to them or whatever. As far as the business, we do have a wholesale account where it's just a request. I don't know what the fee is, but it's not a lot. It might be like $30 a month or $5 a day. I don't know, something like that.
And then they just start coming daily. When you have so much.
It's just every day. If after work they come by, pick up stuff.
Cool.
What about failure jobs or pickups or orders?
Shit, we have a ton of those. Like everyone, I guess. Yeah, in the beginning, there's lots of failures.
Big ones that you've learned from.
So yeah, I'll tell you one of our early ones, and this was probably right when we got our equipment. Right, we started. This is how optimistic I was, and this is how I guess hungry you are when you're young and you kind of don't think, right? So like I said, I started off with the vinyl cutter, and that's for doing single pieces and stickers and all that, right? When it comes to printing in bulk, it's screen printing. Screen printing is a whole different ballgame. It's just a completely different thing. Now you're working with inks, you're working with exposing screens, chemicals, and all kinds of stuff. So we took that big leap to get into screen printing. And so right away, excited, I purchased the kit. There's a wait time of like a month. So, I had a month to kind of start advertising it. So I started calling everyone, hey, we're doing screen printing now. With the thing with screen printing, it's more profitable. You could charge less. Vinyl's very expensive.
Because you do a lot at a time, or?
Yeah, so it's a bigger setup to get the job going, but once it's set up, it's faster to print. Yeah,
and that's why they have like minimum order.
Yeah, that's why we have minimums now, yeah. So it's more expensive and time consuming to set up, but once it's set up, that's
cheaper per unit.
Yeah, it's cheaper per unit. There we go. So all the people that had asked for like cheap pricing that I couldn't afford to do it, I'm like, oh, okay. You said you're paying $7, we got you. I'll do $6. Oh, you want 100 shirts by this Friday? Oh, I got it. The machine's gonna get here on Monday. I should be able to print them by Friday or whatever. So I had like 3-4 orders built up by the time I got the equipment. And so, I mean, once the equipment got there, we realized it wasn't as easy as all the videos I had watched, right? So we couldn't figure out how to make a screen. I couldn't figure out how to create the art to transfer it onto like the screens. And it was just a crazy like week of no sleep trying to figure that out. So whatever, we got over the hurdle, like 1 or 2 jobs, and we're like, okay, so we got the hang of it now. And so we got this opportunity to print for a school at this point, which was like 500 pieces, a few hundred hoodies. And it was referred to us, by a family friend that works at the school. And, they vouched for us, and we're like, okay, so we got this huge order. And then, of course, we're like, we got this. We figured out how to print the shirts and all that. What we didn't figure out at this point was how to properly dry the shirts. So like the ink and all that. And so whatever, we stay up. This was like, not without exaggeration, it was like 2 weeks of no sleep, like an hour every other day, just I got to figure this out. We couldn't figure out the art, whatever. We finally get the thing going. We give the t-shirts to the school while we're working on the hoodie still. Then we get a call like, hey, my son, this kid took this was the second day after we gave it to them. He wore the shirt all day. He loved it so much. He told his mom to please wash it because he wants to wear it the second day. And all the ink fell off. And they're like, no sleep, all tired. They're like, dude, it's can't be happening, At this point in time, it was like worst of the worst. We're out of business. We messed up. We're done.
Like all those 500 pieces are just gonna wash out.
Yeah, all the 500 pieces. Not only that, we let down our first big client, and it was just like a knot in our stomachs, and we're just like, Dad, it was like unbearable, right? So it was like the worst thing that could possibly happen. Now thinking back, it's like,
what happened?
Well, not only did we do that, now we had to inconvenience the school. They had to call every single parent, get all the shirts back, because before they wash them, we could still dry them. So get every single shirt back, bring all those shirts back to us. We had to figure out what we did wrong. Okay, we need this piece of equipment to do it properly. Okay, we don't have it, but there's this other way. So we figure out how to properly dry them, get them back to the school. And then on top of that, figure out how to print hoodies, which was completely different. And the same thing, right? Whatever. And then face the consequences of like going in the back of my head, because the way you work with the school is you get paid with the PO. So we had spent all our money like on credit cards and all the cash we had in order to buy the shirts and hope to get the payout at the end, right?
Yeah.
So in the back of our head, we're like, we lost all that money, you know? How am I going to go ask them for the paycheck already? I already had the little speech in my head, like, I'm so sorry, whatever. And then the principal just gave us some words of encouragement at the end, which was, you know, I guess if I think about it now, he kind of had that power to either discourage us by saying, hey, you know, you guys suck, whatever, we're not going to pay you guys. But then he's like, hey, you guys are young. I'm really impressed on how you guys handled it. Here's the PO, and you could expect our order next year.
Dang.
So it was a completely what we didn't expect. And yeah, he kept his word. For the last 10 years, they've been ordering with us.
That's cool.
So that's, I guess, my first real life business advice, I guess, is not how you handle issues. I mean,
it is.
Not issues are going to happen, is how you handle it with customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you feel like, so all that was just so new to you?
Yeah, everything was just new. I mean, in my head, I was a professional. I had seen, you know, all the videos there was on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that easy.
I didn't go through that at all because a lot of the stuff I kind of knew in my business because it's kind of easy. And then like I came in working for my dad. So
yeah.
Kind of cool. had a good grip of everything.
Yeah.
But something like that, you probably would have benefited a ton from like buying a course or something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the courses I took were online technically, but yeah.
Like videos and stuff.
Yeah, it was just nothing but videos. There's a big company called RightNet where they're kind of the go-to. If you look up anything, they were the only ones on YouTube. So they supply the materials, they supply the machinery, and then they have a ton of videos to watch. So I guess their free online kind of course is what I was watching, but it was just
that's crazy on how much you didn't know back then. Because I always tell people like if I were to restart like from scratch, like I can get to this point like in half the time easy.
Yeah, of course, it's all experience now. I mean, and you know, it sucks to happen, but to this day, that's our biggest thing we're on top of. So, I mean, we're on top of like the curing temperatures and making sure everything's properly printed at all times, because something like that could really hurt you. And back then, they would just wipe this out, you know? Yeah.
So you're really good with like customer service, like making sure they get taken care of. I know that from even for experience now that I think of it, because one time I sent you, to me it was a big order. It was probably like 2 dozen shirts or something. And then I told you to make them all long sleeve. Yeah. And I picked them up and they're short sleeve. And I was like, dude, they're short sleeve. Yeah. And I was like, I'll still buy them. And you're like, no, just keep them. I'll remake them all. Yeah. And then he just hooked it up with a whole new batch of long sleeve, and I kept the short sleeve. Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's an issue that we have on our hand, that's because of us. I mean,
well, that was in text because I had texted. You looked at the text. You're like, dude, let me make it right.
Yeah, no, for sure. If it's something we drop the ball on, of course, we take care of it. Like no questions asked. Because, you know, at the end of the day, how am I going to expect the customer to pay for something they didn't ask for, you know?
Yeah, I'm big on that too. Like if it's on my court, like, dude, I'll just make it right. Fuck it if I lose money.
Yeah. And then, I mean, there are certain situations where, you know, it's kind of in the gray area. And at that point, you got to kind of bite the bullet and do it, just even if you are in the right or the wrong. But I mean, it's part of the business. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to kind of earn the business.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we know to be more careful next time. I guess you learn from it.
You think every order has its own hiccups? And
yeah, of course. The thing with printing is every order is unique, you know. Of course, even if it's like a reorder, now there's no variable that's the same. You know, it could be like our biggest clients, they reorder all the time. But now I'm depending on all the variables to go the right way. You know, we're ordering t-shirts. We're hoping Gildan made the t-shirts right. We're buying inks. We're hoping that company made the inks right properly. I'm hoping the employee that's running their order, you know, is doing stuff the way he did before. He didn't switch a color and no one wrote it down. And now, you know, we printed 1,000 shirts the wrong colors.
Do you stress about that stuff still?
Yeah, daily basis.
Yeah?
Yeah, and that's the reason that keeps me inside the door is just I haven't figured that part out to separate myself yet.
You want to kind of get out of it a little bit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The unique thing for me is that I'm the artist. I'm the, I guess, so-called talent or the artist, right? So I don't print t-shirts. I haven't printed a shirt in years. As far as that, we have a team that has that down already.
Right.
What keeps me tied there on a daily basis is the artwork. I do all the artwork.
But that's your touch, you know, on the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's not really something that I could hire someone to do efficiently.
And it'd be the same.
Yeah, of course. All these clients that are coming from out of state, you know, as funny as it sounds, they're coming technically for my artwork, right?
Yeah.
There's 1,000 art shops from here to Texas.
Artwork, yeah.
Yeah, there's 1,000 print shops from here to Texas. And, you know, some might be good.
It's a little bit of like your passion though, no?
Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. So that's what makes us good.
Yeah. So like you are trying to scale.
Oh yeah, of course, always daily. We're trying to grow.
You're trying to like replace yourself even.
Yeah, I mean every process, like in the beginning, you're in every single thing.
Yeah.
Right now, the last thing that I'm in that relies on me is artwork. If it wasn't for the artwork, I wouldn't have to go in on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
What does your team look like right now?
So there's 8 employees, including me and Dalia, which are the owners, which is my girlfriend. Yeah. So I guess inside the building at any time, there's about 10 people, 8 to 10 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You have someone to look over the employees?
No. So that's the other thing, I guess, that would tie me and her. We kind of share that. And then, I don't know, we have no upper management type of thing. It sounds nice. I would love to have someone there just kind of making sure everything runs efficient. But
they cost money.
They cost money, and I don't know how I would train them with all the experience we have to run efficiently. I guess my hopes is someone within is going to step up at one point and do that. As far as right now, the way we do it is instead of trying to train a manager, we we do our best to try to get each person to be self-manageable to a certain extent, right? And yeah, with that, you just got to add a lot of, cross checks, help each other out, work as a team.
How have you learned a lot about like business side of stuff? Because like the doing the work, producing the work, that's like completely different from the back end and staying profitable and keeping money in the bank. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, in the beginning, we think the hardest thing in the world to us was figure out how to create a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Now we understand the hardest thing for us is hand it off to an employee and they hand it off to the other employee. And at the end, you get the t-shirt, right? So I think that's the hardest part as a business owner. If you haven't experienced it yet, is trusting quality in someone else's hands is the biggest thing to let go of for us.
But how have you learned that?
Experience. Yeah.
Do you have like mentors or like people like in the same kind of industry kind of bouncing ideas to you and stuff?
No, I mean, I watch a lot of podcasts and stuff like that. I watch a lot of YouTube, but honestly, I would say our growth has to be with my relationship between me, Dalia, and which is, like I said, she's my girlfriend. We're opposites. So I think that mixture has really helped the growth of business for sure. Like I'm all over the place. I might be the creative,
but she keeps you in line.
If it was up to me for the business stuff, I don't know what we do. Yeah. She's the one that handles the payroll. She's the one that handles the scheduling. She just has that mind.
She just figured that out on her own too.
Yeah. It's just natural to her. So, deadlines and all that, my thing is just create like a quality type of design and this and that. But she picks up the pieces and everything else runs off of her.
So you have a lot of trust in her. Like when she says something, you'll just go with it.
Oh yeah. I trust her 100%. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cause I'm very optimistic to where like, hey, I need to get this employee to do this, right? We need to add another employee. We need to add another 2 people. And then on the back end, she's like, oh, well, this is how much we're paying for payroll. This is how much payroll taxes we're paying. This is, all the stuff that I don't think about. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
So you're like the big ideas and she's like the data.
Yeah, she's the one that I guess brings the reality.
You're out of that whole payroll and tax stuff.
Yeah.
You don't even care. But you don't even care about it.
I know who does our payroll. That's about it. Yeah. I wouldn't be good at that. No one would get paid if it was up to me.
But that's cool though. It keeps you like kind of, focused on the artwork, how you're saying. And
artwork.
It takes all that headache kind of away from your plate.
Yeah. I think we have the understanding where like if my focus was just to gain bigger clients, that's what I'm good at, right? I'm not the most organized type of person. I'm not the most, detailed type of person. But I mean, I could do artwork and I could try to get big clients. And that's what I'm good at. Yeah. Network and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, that's going back to where you said, where did we learn all this business stuff? Is just, I think our 2 different personalities really helped us.
With us, I feel like I have a lot of buddies that are in the same industry and like, we're like, hey, did you figure out this like state tax thing? And then he'll like, hey, I went to this bookkeeper, you should use him. And like, we just kind of, I'll be, oh dude, I tried the CPA, dude, he's good.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of like help each other like that. But if I was on my own, dude, it would be hard. That's how I was in the beginning.
I mean, we do have those type of, we do have, I guess I have friends in the industry that will reach out, and ask them about, hey, what are you using? What are you doing? And yeah, we'll piggyback off of that. But at the end, I think it's kind of like having 2 brains with the one goal in mind. So I think that's,
What areas do you want to keep growing in?
So like we're known for our t-shirt printing and design work, right? Besides that, in a print shop, there's other things. There's embroidery, there's stickers, there's vehicle graphics, and we played around with trying to do like the wraps and stuff like that, and still keep that OnPoint name with quality. Same with anything we add to the shop. Is we have the understanding that we're gonna do it like no one else could do it in a way, you know. Because we understand that already. If there's people coming out of state to order with us, it's because of our quality and, you know, our design and stuff like that. So with that being said, we noticed anytime we try to do something else, it affects the printing side. So right now our focus is the screen printing, because that's literally what pays the bills. That's what keeps us busy all year long. I took a step back right now on the vehicle graphics and like put it on the back burner because profit wise, it didn't make sense compared to the printing. Like we could only do so many. Just doing the math on how much the numbers profit is involved. Yeah, we already did the hard work to get the printing to that point. So it's kind of like focusing on that. And then what goes with printing is the embroidery. The same thing. If we're gonna take on an embroidery order, it's gonna be up to the specs of OnPoint graphics, right? Same with the stickers. We brought on stickers. It has to be up to that part of quality. So right now our focus is growing embroidery and growing stickers online, like on an online scale.
Yeah. Does it make sense for you guys to have like a website where people can like kind of place their order?
So, I mean, I've been playing around with websites since the beginning. So I've always had that, since I learned the eBay thing and then trying to figure out like, okay, eBay's charging all these fees. When I post on Facebook, it doesn't make sense to send them to eBay. So I made a website and I would send them to my website and they would order directly from there. So I've been playing around with like Shopify since like, 2014. So yeah, I've set up stuff where people could buy online, buy like combo deals.
What about place orders?
No, I haven't executed it to that point only because we're so busy with
and it's pretty custom
referral. Yeah. And everything's custom.
Yeah.
Now with the way this whole online stuff is going, it's going to be a lot easier. Like have you tried building a website with AI?
No,
man, it's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. So I might play around with it more because it's
But like, you would be open to that, like if people can like do custom orders.
Yeah,
because with the way we do some of the embroidery stuff, this website, it's really simple. It's not like crazy graphics.
Yeah.
If they just have a logo, like they want to put it on a jacket or something.
Yeah.
You just upload the logo, and then on the comments, on the notes, you would just put the colors you want, like, white letters, back black.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And I've done that already. I've built websites to that point or purchased a pre-made website. There's companies that'll make them pre-made for you, but at the end, I don't have the time to focus on it. It's just like
because the custom stuff's just so busy. Yeah.
So let's just say you were to go on right now and place an order. And I could never get to log in just to see who ordered for that day. It didn't make sense for me. It makes us look bad at the end,
Yeah.
When we had so much referral inbound just coming on, like our Instagram.
So you're still swamped like on a daily basis.
As far as like customers, yeah, we get pretty swamped. So this has been our first slow week, like in the last year for sure, and then last year was probably about the same. But besides that, we stayed pretty busy all year long, just with people messaging. It's literally Instagram.
Dang. Yeah, but do you feel like you can just keep growing more employees in that shop? Or you kind of,
I wouldn't like to.
No?
Nah.
You want to just squeeze more profit or revenue out of like your team that you already have.
Exactly. I feel with the team we have, there's so much potential already. Okay. If we're just efficient, we don't need to keep adding more people.
Is there a product that you like really love to work on, but you just don't ever get those orders?
No. Well, what we love to do is the vehicle stuff, and that's literally all we print.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I guess we're blessed in that situation to where what we love to do is literally what we do.
Okay.
Yeah. And anytime we step out of that is where there's issues.
Are you kind of struggling with anything right now, like trying to figure out a specific little problem?
A specific problem?
Or what are you learning currently right now that...
Well, going back to what we were touching on earlier, my issue right now is just stepping out of the building for a period amount of time and everything keep running to our quality.
As smoothly as you want.
Yeah, smoothly, because I guess, like I said, me being the artist kind of hinders us in that point where I could be the bottleneck. If I'm not on my A game, if I'm not in the building and there's an issue, there's no...
Can AI replace you?
I hope so. I hope so. That's what I'm getting my chips.
So somebody, if I'm thinking like if from the truck scene, like if they have a cool truck, they'll say, hey, I want this truck and make it badass. Like, do they have a specific request or they kind of just want you to put your touch on it?
So, I mean, it helps a lot when a customer comes in and they know exactly what they want. But I mean, it's kind of rare. Like I'm saying, if they're coming to us, it's for a reason because they know we're going to get it.
Because, so that's what I'm saying. Can you train AI to kind of work how you think?
I don't know. I hope so.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example of why I haven't. OnPoint Graphics is known for their artwork. You would think we have an art team, but it's just me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just comes to efficiency. I could knock out a design really quick. I could talk to a customer, and I've talked to other graphic artists that have explained this to me too, and it's kind of similar. But let's just say you come to me, right, and you're telling me what you're wanting. In my head, I'm already thinking of the design. I already kind of pictured what you want, and then I just need to get Photoshop to do what I want to do. Compared to, let's just say I had an artist and they don't have that creativity, then they're going back and forth with the customer, and at the end, the artwork's gonna look like every other print shop in town, and that's pretty much what they have.
How many designs till you get it right? You say?
I'm very good at the first time, to be honest with you. Yeah, cool. I'm pretty good. If we got all the detail we need, I'm pretty good at hitting it on the first try. Now, of course, there are some customers, and I want to say it has to be there has to be a word for it where they have to have the final say. Like, I don't know what it is, but let's just say I did a design exactly to their details. They'll be like, no, we'll change this. I really want to see it this way. And in my head, I already know it's going to look dumb or they're not going to like it, but I'm going to do it anyways. And we'll do edits, go back and forth for an hour. And it's almost like clockwork. At the end, I'm just like, you know what? Just go ahead with the original. So I kind of know, I learned my customers already.
Yeah.
And like I said, my biggest clients, the reason they come to us is because we know them, I'm a fan of what they do, and that makes it a lot easier. Yeah. So without them even calling me sometimes, I know what's going on in their videos. I know what's going on
because you're already in that space.
I'm in that space.
You follow them. That's really cool. Yeah. It's like you're a fan of them, and then they're hiring you for work.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I know them to a point where a lot of times they don't even have to ask me. By the time they told me, hey, I got this new truck and everyone's liking it, I'm like, I saw that truck go viral already. Here's the design. So I can't do that to everyone, of course, but I think that's why people come to us.
Are there any clients that you want maybe this coming year that you...
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, a big one, like going back to automotive type of stuff, our big thing is in the influencers. So, like, there's this guy... shoot.
The trucker?
You have to edit this part now.
The trucker?
Oh, okay, that's a good one. Oscar.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He's been like popping up all over my TikTok.
Yeah. And that's a funny example, Oscar, because like I just started working with him and I saw him start popping up too, and I didn't really...
Did you reach out or he reached out?
He reached out, yeah. So I saw him, like everyone start popping off. I'm like, man, this guy's hilarious. Watching his videos. I never really thought of where he was from, and he ended up being here in our backyard.
Yeah.
He's from Lindsay.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if he lives in Lindsay, but I guess where his business is in Lindsay or whatever. Yeah, I think he is from Lindsay, sorry.
Yeah.
And so he messaged us. The moment I saw that he was from Lindsay, I'm like, it's a matter of time before we work with this guy, whatever. And then, of course, one day he hits us up. He's like, just like a lot of clients we get throughout the way, we get like on a weekly basis. He thought we were in Texas. Yeah, that's the first thing he said. Man, I thought you guys were in Texas, just because of the big clients we work with. They're all in Texas. So yeah, I get a call at least once a week.
So he's like, hey, let's do something.
Yeah.
And you guys collaborated.
Yeah, so perfect example, just like him, he gave me what he wanted. We hit it pretty much almost like on the first try. I mean,
So how's that going to go? He's going to tell you, print this many shirts on that design that we created, and then you just give them to him? Yeah, so I mean, every customer is different. He's a little different to where he had a fan base already, and they're asking for merch. Once these influencers create a fan base, the people that love them and support them, want to buy the merch. Yeah. So he brought me his ideas, and he kind of knew exactly what he wanted. We created it, and like first thing he said, I went to several different people online. They couldn't really grasp it, and you guys got on the first try. So is there ever a time where they're like, hey, where you tell them like, you need to do this? Like I've worked with people that have gone by where like, you do this, like where they have no idea Like they're going to you for guidance on like what kind of merch?
Yeah. I get people all the time ask us for some sort of guidance. Like they don't know. Let's just say they're gonna do their first event. They have no idea what to order. Like, okay, so you want to buy 100 shirts and you're going to this car show. We go to a lot of car shows, so we sell merch ourselves for events if they want us to. So let's just say a customer comes to us and they're like, hey, I'm doing my first truck show. You know, I have this following on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. YouTube.
How many do I need to buy? Or
yeah, but I don't know what to buy. Or they try to do something that they don't have experience. Like maybe they're a size medium, so they're like, just give me all mediums and smalls or something, you know, because they have no idea what to expect.
But you know that but we know XLs, so.
Yeah, like, okay, look, you're going to this event, your larges and XLs are going to be your top sellers. Yeah, exactly. Your larges, your XLs are going to be your top sellers. Get at least 30 of each. Smalls, honestly, sell rarely, but, you know, girls kind of share that size too, so just get 10 of those, 10 mediums or whatever. Get a couple 2Xs, and if you can, throw one 4X in there because there's always at least one, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so in that regard, I guess we're helpful in that part.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's unique.
Yeah. And like it's niche specific, right? It's industry specific. That's kind of what we shine in.
And you want to keep trying to stay in that niche?
It's just easy. It's easy for us because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I said, so we're in Porterville. I only have one sign up on the freeway. We barely put it last year, and we've been in that building like 3-4 years just because we don't do a ton of business in Porterville.
Let's talk about that building.
Yeah.
So I know you bought that whole thing out.
Yeah. So it's a 4-unit building. So it's pretty.
You started just renting one of the units?
No. So that shop you went to by the airport, we were in that building, and at that point we were looking to grow already. We really wanted to get into like vehicle wraps and stuff like that. And there was no space in that building for that. So we're already kind of looking for another building up. And then at the same time, the last few years before that, we've been wanting to buy a house. But, you know, as a business owner, we learned quickly that
it's hard.
Doesn't matter, you know, if you're making money, you could prove it. If you're not reporting the proper taxes, you're not going to qualify for nothing.
Yep.
So I guess a few years prior to that, we wanted to buy a house. And they're like, no, you're going to take at least 2 years, report this much amount of taxes at least, so you could qualify, right? So this year came around to where we could qualify now for a house. And then COVID hit. And so we were kind of on that fence of like, okay, we don't know what's going on. This might be a dumb situation to get a house at this point, but we need a bigger building. And yeah, shout out to the realtor, which was my girl's uncle. He had this building, and he's like, hey, you know, you guys want to look into commercial? And I'm pretty optimistic, but I'm like, the first thing I said, like, there's no way we'll qualify. there's no way, you know, to even look at the building or whatever. So I think a few months go by, you know, we're kind of on the fence or whatever about, you know, from the house, we completely shut it down because we didn't know what was going on, but we needed to move at one point. We wanted something bigger. And so he comes again. It's like, hey, this building, I think you guys will qualify. Talk to this lender. And we get some more information, and it ended up being, so for anyone out there that owns a business that wants to purchase a building with multiple units, we kind of found this, I guess, a cheat code or, you know, something that was going to help you out is, so this was a 4-unit property and it had 3 tenants. We wanted to occupy one of them and keep the other 3 tenants, right? So we didn't qualify for the full amount of the building.
You use their rent.
So the bank, what they'll do is they'll say, okay, this person pays this much. These 3 people, whatever, pay this much. They add it to your income. So now instead of qualifying for a 600 plus building, I only had to qualify for a certain amount of that.
Because their payments are offsetting it.
Yeah. So the bank knows, okay, these people been in here 2 years. They have another contract for 2 years. You know, we're going to use their income. It's going to help you guys.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So anyone that doesn't know, it's a really big warehouse.
It's a big warehouse. It's 11,000 square feet. And then we have a ton of space to grow.
In the back, you got outdoor area.
Yeah. And I mean, it was just a perfect situation for us.
So you got in there.
Yeah.
And then now, are they still in there?
So we have the main part. She's an awesome tenant. She has almost half the front end of the building. And the other ones, we kicked them out. Like, you know, not kick them out in the sense of, hey, you guys got to go. But they were paying a ridiculous amount of rent where it didn't make sense. So once their contract was up, we're like, hey, this is how much we think is fair. And they lasted a little bit and they're like, nah, it's too much. And they left. And so instead of renting it out, we occupied them now. So we occupied 3 of the 4 units.
That's cool.
And then the tenant in the front is awesome. She's awesome to deal with. So we never have issues with her. So we have no reason to, to not have her there. So as long as she wants to stay there,
one day you'll probably take it all over.
I mean, if she ever moves out, right? If she ever moves out and we're at that point, we'll probably just take over it. If not, we'll just keep renting it out. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. We have so much space to grow. Like I said, I don't see a reason why we would have to, because we have upstairs that's completely vacant.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
So with all this success and, finding yourself making all these deals, what is your like motivation to just keep going, push as hard as you do? And
yeah, I mean, in the beginning is just, so I guess, look, going back to the beginning, once, I don't know what it is, but like you come obsessed with growing this, right? The moment I put my 2 weeks notice at Lowe's when I sold the stickers, I came like obsessed with it. So from like 2014 to 2019, maybe, like those 5 years are a blur to me. I can't recall anything that's world specific besides obviously COVID.
Because you were just grinding?
I was just grinding on the daily grind. Like wake up, message people, wake up, look at the newest print, geeking out on industry stuff. Like, oh, this machine does this. Oh man, we've been struggling with this. It's because we need this type of chemical. So every day for, those 5 years was just an obsession, just trying to grow the business. Yeah.
I relate to that too. Like it wasn't 5 years. I would say it was probably 3 years where I just had my head down and I was just going, like stopped talking to a bunch of people. Like didn't go out.
And I'm probably being dramatic like on the 5 years, but for sure, solid 3 years like that. Yeah, for sure.
You wake up thinking about it, go to sleep thinking about it, you dream about it, you wake up every fucking day.
And sometimes even at this point, you want to, you have to trick yourself to get back into that mode because that's where shit happens.
Heck yeah. And right now, like it's Christmas time. We're like taking like this vacation, dude, and it was horrible. Like I hate this. I hate like just staying home or not doing anything. Like it just puts me in like this crappy mode where like I'm just not motivated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll come in like waves where you'll have like a 4 or 6 month period where you're just going hard and then you'll kind of chill for a month and then go again. But in those times where you feel that motivation, I used to think like, damn, dude, I worked so long. I got to chill. Like I got a son, I got a family. Like I gotta like relax a little bit because I'm like getting lost in the business. But now I just let it go because I know it's gonna I'm gonna lose that drive. Yeah. So if I feel myself like super motivated, like now I'm just like fuck it, let it keep going because it'll eventually run out of gas.
Yeah. And what do you do to get yourself into that mood sometimes?
I don't do anything. I don't think I do anything. It's stuff that kicks me up. Like the new year starting. I want to say early March, sometimes late February, work just picks up because of spring. So like, I'll be like, in my head, I'm already like getting ready. Like, all right, I got to make sure this truck's ready to go. I'm going to hire this person by this day, like this month. And then whenever that weather starts warming up, like I'm just going to go. Like I'm just kind of like manifesting it right now.
Yeah, that's cool. So you kind of, you're because of weather, you're kind of forced to have these downtime to where you have time to like plan it all out.
Yeah, but even then, like usually November is kind of slow. Like this November was like pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weather dependent, but other times the industry is just kind of good.
Yeah.
December was like pretty slow though.
But that's pretty cool too. Like I've always wanted to figure out how to integrate because your business is almost like a membership.
Subscription,
subscription. There we go.
A lot of it, all the maintenance stuff is all recurring.
Yeah, and that's a pretty cool type of business plan. I've always tried to thought, how could I incorporate something into my shop like that? But I mean,
you should definitely because you have it recurring. You have credit cards on file. Like it just keeps rolling and rolling, and that stuff pays the bills.
Yeah, and like I have a landscaper, and just because it's winter time, I'm not gonna call them and say, hey, can I cancel my subscription for 3 months? Because once you like someone's service, it's like okay, there's always something to do. That's a cool business model. So
yeah. Well, that's just part of it. Then the other part of it is just the installs. Like the other crews are doing installs.
There we go. Yeah.
So I was kind of getting bored with like the recurring because like I was so focused on it. It's kind of like how you are with the screen printing where you just got it going so good.
Yeah.
That's how we were with the maintenance. And then I was like, damn, I'm gonna start doing like the side projects.
Yeah.
And then like since it was like so much to learn and like so many little failures are like also like highs and lows. Like that was happening all summer and I'm still figuring it out. So all that is like, that kind of kept me motivated.
Yeah. And so I have a question for you. So being that you kind of have like your bread and butter, right? Have you ever, for us, for sure, 100 times, have you ever bit like your tongue and said yes to something that you lost money on, or you're like, you had to step away from it, or, you know, stuff like that?
Like take on jobs that I really wish I didn't.
Take on jobs. Yeah, exactly. Like, let's just say a customer's like, hey, you're doing our landscaping. Hey, could you guys fix that fence for me? You're like, you kind of take on these double projects.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Luckily for me, we got the crews, so like I'm not gonna physically be doing it. But it's sometimes like it'll be like a stupid job, and it's like in the middle of summer where it's like triple digits, and there's just jobs that I just hate putting my guys through sometimes. And I'm like, hey guys, we got a stupid job tomorrow. Like, my bad. Yeah, but sometimes I'll help them out too. You know? But a lot of times where I'm like, damn, and a lot of times I do that like when we're slow, like when I kind of just need to fill the schedule, and I'm just like, dude, there's nothing else. Let's just do this, whatever. Yeah, no, we've done that all the time. But sometimes when we're really busy, I'll kind of like get a little stricter. Like, hey, nah, we don't do this type of work. Yeah. Was it hard for you in the beginning to say no to clients? No. Actually, yeah. I was not strict at all. We were doing stupid stuff. Yeah, no, I think everyone does. Like, we would do that all the time. Like, hey, can you print? Hey, I'm gonna have a party. Can you print on this piece of wood? I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, I got you. And we're trying to figure out how to, you know, but that's what it takes sometimes at the beginning, you know, and then you'll learn, and then you figure out what you're good at, what you like, and what you don't. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, definitely say no to clients was a very hard thing for me in the beginning. I'm trying to find somebody like super cheap to do. Well, I think I got somebody, but like to do like cheap washing on all the trucks, because I can't afford like a professional detailer to come and like detail them every 2 weeks or every week. So I was like, dude, some freaking high schooler that just wants to make, you know, $150 on the Sunday or something to come clean everything, you know, wash everything out, rinse everything. I'm like, but like, it's kind of hard to find somebody to work for cheap, you know, but I'm not even expecting like something really good. Just kind of wash it, give it a quick wash, you know? And all that. Yeah. So yeah, that's the hard thing with trying to find help to like so like with your employees, are they like your set staff, or do you have people that are like part-time or come out in specific situations? They're pretty set, especially like on the recurring stuff, because like, they already got their schedule. Like, their work's not going anywhere. That's awesome. And then the people doing the projects, they're pretty set. I have sometimes if we get really busy, like on a specific project or a specific week, I got people that I can call in. But that pool, I used to have like 4 employees, and I had like a pool of like 8 guys like ready to work whenever I wanted them to. Yeah. And like I've hired like already 3-4 of those guys. So like I only have like a couple more like that I haven't fully. Call. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, dude, I got to find a couple more like on-call people. Yeah. And that's the second part, like you probably don't think about in the beginning, is like once you have an employee, you're committing yourself to them. Like I can't tell my guys, hey, there's only half a. Yeah. To me, I feel that way, you know? No, yeah, you definitely can. We can't tell them, hey, we're slow this week. I'm only need you for 3-4 hours, like a McDonald's would do to, you know, a lot of like teenagers. The people that are good, like you want a badass person, like they need a full set. They need a task, a to-do list. They need, you know, 5 days at least. Yeah. So like in our situation, like this last week maybe these last couple of weeks have been the only slow time we've had in the year. And it's always like that, you know, try not to let it scare us. But then there's always something to do, especially in a print shop. You know, you still have them come in? Yeah, for sure. We're working with inks, all the dryers and all that, throw out a bunch of lint. So there's like deep cleaning, there's detailing. Let's fix this that we've been avoiding all year. Let's put up these cameras I've had in the box, you know, all year long that I've been meaning to put up around the shop. Yeah. You know, as long as they're willing to jump in and do something around the shop, they have a full schedule. Yeah. We haven't had to do that yet, but I think maybe sometime this month we got to like clean up the shop and do like a lot of maintenance, all the equipment and all that. Yeah. Right now I have one guy that I kind of stepped him away from the route. He's like kind of like a little bit everywhere, but like I'm like, hey, you're also doing maintenance. Yeah. Because he knows like some of the maintenance stuff. So yeah. Well, that's cool. If you're kind of slow, I think I need some work done. Yeah, for sure. And we used to do that a lot too. It's like, gosh, we are slow. Let's call everyone, try to give them good deals. And then once we do all that, we get swamped with work. We're like, damn. Yeah. But no, for sure. Whatever you need, let me know. What's like one take you have in the print like world that's a little different? What do you mean? Like something that's not as common as another print shop might do, or what do you like something you viewed like differently? That what print that's like pretty common. Okay. I mean, I guess, unique to you guys.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, there's in screen printing, there's so many variables. Every shop is like different. So of course, you know, OnPoint Graphics has their unique sauce on how we do certain type of stuff. It's just, I would say if we had a thing, it's our artwork. Yeah. So there's artwork, and then there's another thing called separations, where DC, you could send me your design, right? I need to tell the computer, I need to create a process to separate all your colors into different screens, and then have someone else put it back together on the machine, if that makes sense. We're going to take your color. Your design has 2 colors, right? Mm-hmm. It has a white and a green. So I need to, on the computer, I need to separate those, and then I need to create the process to where it's going to end up back on the machine. So, I mean, it sounds kind of hard to explain, but now when you think about like a truck design, or, you know, there's 9 colors.
It's a lot of colors.
Yeah. We're pretty good at separation. Well, I'm pretty good at separations. So whatever the client is expecting, we're pretty good at putting that on the shirt. So that's our secret sauce, I guess, would be separations.
Does the pricing vary, like, whenever it has a bunch of colors like that?
So it's supposed to. It is supposed to vary. Like, that's why it's very hard. I get clients. Recently I ran an ad on a video we did, and every client just like, hey, could you send me your pricing? It's like, it's impossible to send you a set price, because it's going to depend on your quantity, and it's going to depend on how many colors you go on your design and all that. So yeah, that's the hiccup we have with screen printing, is pricing it like fast.
I know, that's another thing with, like, same thing with lawn maintenance. Like, I'll get a random text like, hey, how much do you guys charge for a front yard? Yeah. And I'll be like, but on some parts of it, like, if you want to scale really fast, like, you kind of just got to have like a fixed price.
Yeah.
Like, and then you can, if it's like way off, then you can kind of correct it.
Yeah. So we found our way. I guess something we probably do different from another print shop is we kind of grouped it into maybe like 3 different things. Like, if your design has 5 to 8 colors, you're probably going to pay the same, you know? I'm not going to dissect every single color.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Just keep it simple.
Try to keep it as simple as we can, you know? And for the most part, what's cool is a lot of our jobs are repetitive in the sense of similarities. Like, people are not going to say, hey, how much for a truck design? And my design has 3-4 colors. If they say truck, or they want one of our cool ones, we're automatically giving them a price. You know, and from there, it's up to us to figure out how many screens we're going to use. So
how does it go? So somebody reaches out to you. What's your process look like? How many steps before they get their product?
So whenever someone reaches out for
it's mainly through DM.
Our Instagram's probably like, I don't know, probably like 90% of our business. Damn. It's like if Instagram goes out of business, actually, now that I think about it. But okay, so if someone reaches out to us,
let's say they reach out and then they're just they just have a logo and they say make it cool. Like, they're not going to be picky.
Yeah. So it depends. Do they just want a logo, or do they want a shirt design, or do they want a t-shirt?
They want a design on the front, just only the front.
Oh, okay. So the first thing we ask is for the design. Because a lot of people, how much to print my logo on a shirt, but we have no idea what the logo looks like. If it's a 1-color design, it's going to be a lot cheaper if it's, 4 or 5 colors. So whenever someone reaches out for a quote, we have to extract what's your design look like, what quantities, and what do you want it printed on. Because if they just say how much to print my logo on a t-shirt, well, there's Gildan, there's Hanes, there's Next Level.
And people don't even know that.
And
some people, they're cool with the cheapest stuff.
Yeah, the majority of people will want a basic Gildan t-shirt. But let's just say we spend all that time and give them a quote, and they're like, oh, but I really want this specific shirt. Then they're like, oh, okay. If we knew that from the beginning, it would have been a lot easier, and I could recommend something, you know? Yeah, so so we need to know what their logo looks like, how many quantities, and what they're expecting it printed on. Yeah.
And then,
so I need all that information in order to give a quote.
And then you'll send like a render.
So we only do renderings after the order is placed, which might be kind of unique to us in a sense too. It's just that we're so busy that we can't do renderings all day long and hope they order, if that makes sense. Even if they have the design, we don't render it until an order is placed. Yeah.
So they place the order, then you send it. They get it done.
Yeah. And a lot of times, I mean, people that haven't worked with us before, they'll say like, well, how do I know I'm going to like what you guys do? And like, that's where our, I guess, our what's the word I'm looking for? Our reputation. That's where we just had to trust. They know our reputation at that point. Yeah. Like we try not to bend over backwards for for everyone anymore. We used to in the beginning.
I feel like that's why I don't go to you all the time, because I'm like, dude, this guy's like busy. Like I know his forte, I know his niche. Like I'm just gonna like freaking inconvenience him. He's got this assembly line, printing, and then he's gonna freaking throw a little dozen right there.
No, it's not that. I mean, it's just like, so we something we do. I don't know how you do it in yours, but we charge upfront for everything. So, and that's just because we're at that point now where I have a little. Where I have a little room in my thing where people that pay deposits never picked up their order, or it happens all the time where even if it slips through the crack, a customer that's ordered from us for years, maybe I didn't have time to invoice them, but I'm like, I have his shirts here, I'm just gonna print them, right? And then all of a sudden their order's ready, even though I've worked with them for years, everything in life could possibly happen to them where I'm not gonna be calling them every day for $500-600. It is a big amount of money, but like, oh shoot, my wife's husband just died. My wife's dad just died, or I lost my job, I lost this or that. Anything could happen to someone to where you're stuck with their orders now. And like I said, I have a room full of those, and maybe once a year we'll toss them out if they stop replying or whatever. But for that reason,
I think
we charge it.
I think recently he's been doing upfront.
Yeah, and it's just you got to learn that. Yeah. In the beginning, it's hard. It's hard telling a customer, especially if they worked with you when you weren't doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand.
They get offended.
You're buying the t-shirts, a lot of the stuff is just material cost.
Yeah.
Versus us, it's like a lot of it's just labor.
And honestly, it slows everything down, not taking the full payment up front. Because now everyone's kind of used to this order. As soon as it's done, it's going to the box, it's going straight to UPS. I really don't have time to be like, oh, that customer hasn't paid, don't ship it yet.
I see.
Don't call that customer yet, they haven't paid or whatever, So it slows down the process a bunch. And like I said, we do it to everyone, so no one could. Well, people get offended still. People kind of, oh, you don't trust me. I get it all the time. Like that's just our process.
Have you gotten to like the way of like just systematizing everything, like just making things run super smooth, kind of like that? Like you don't want to like tell them, hey, hold on, that's not paid for.
Not as much as we'd like to, but I think we have a pretty good system down to where everything kind of flows in a specific, way. Like shirts come in, they have to get unboxed. There's whoever's doing that, they know they have to make sure every shirt is there before we start printing. And then once the printer gets it, they expect that person did their job to where they're not gonna have to set up the machine next week again because no one noticed the smalls were missing or whatever. Then from there, whoever's catching has to know the temperature, has to hit a specific whatever. They should know if the design has a front and a back. They go to their other side. So we have a pretty good system to a certain point.
Because that also makes everything kind of efficient and then like kind of more profitable for you.
Yeah, for sure. We try to do everything the exact same way as much as we can.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think focusing on that would be game-changing.
Yeah, there's lots of little stuff like everyone in the shop knows shirts are always in stacks of 10. Like at a glance, you should be able to know if that's 30 shirts just by looking at it. Little stuff like that makes a big difference. Cool. Yeah.
That's kind of what like I'm focusing on too, is like only doing specific type of yards. Like I've been doing this for years. Like if the customer's like really needy or like freaking wants this hand trimmed, like we're just not doing it. Yeah. But it sounds like, we're just being lazy, but I'm just trying to systematize it because the employees know how to work a certain way. Yeah. And then it's hard to like tell them, hey, at this person's house, we do that. And
like, for like everything, there's landscapers out there that might focus on that specific type of client. And there's print shops out there that might focus on, unique sports. Yeah. There's print shops out there that only focus on schools. We focus on the truck stuff, but we still do a variety of different stuff, right? But I think at this point too, we've known to try to stick to what we're good at. Like, I'm not going to put all my effort into trying to get like the local football league or something like that. Because I know they probably order them online a lot cheaper that I can't compete with, and it's not worth my time,
Yeah, so, true.
Yeah, just focusing on what you're good at, I guess. Yeah.
You said like 90% of your clientele is from like Instagram and such.
Yeah. So
and reputation and word of mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you do for like marketing aside from that?
I'll do my best to throw a little video out every once in a while. So like our Instagrams are only type of marketing. When we're slow, like right now, I just recently ran an ad and I probably got, a few amount of messages, but not to weed through them and trying to see who really wants to order.
It was an Instagram ad?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not good at them or anything. But when we're slow, you know, I'll throw some Instagram. I'll do a video showing our work, and then I'll throw some ads out there.
And then get a few people.
Yeah, we'll give people messages. Now I have to weed through them because a lot of them are gonna say, "Oh, I just want one shirt for now, whatever." And you know, it's not their fault. You know, they don't really know yet. It's like, okay, well, we do 50 pieces and this and that. It might be a lot for them at that moment, but you know, when they're in that situation, they'll come back to us.
So you have a minimum set of?
Yeah, 50s are pretty set minimum.
Okay.
Now, like, again, sometimes stuff slips through the crack, and it's gonna depend on what it is. Like, if it's a one color, I could squeeze down to like 20 shirts and still be profitable. But if it's a full truck design, our machinery is not set to be profitable for those 10 shirts. You know? Yeah.
With your biggest clients, are you like constantly trying to like satisfy them, or you feel like you're kind of more needed to them?
No, well, without, you know, words being exchanged, I hope they trust and they like our quality. So it's not intentional. Like, what can I do to make them love us? But it's like,
just keep doing.
No, it's just little stuff that hopefully makes their life easier. Like, we bag their shirts. You know, the other print shop they went to wouldn't bag them. So if you could imagine you have 3,000 shirts, it's gonna, them nicely organized and bagged, it's gonna make their life easier. We're really high on the quality to where, you know, shirts are hopefully not gonna make it out of the door without stains all over the place, which is pretty common in print shops because there's so many moving parts. There's a lot of inks. So the better quality product we give them and make their life easier, where they're not getting chargebacks with their customers and they're not getting constant calls of bad quality. I mean, that's hopefully why they come to us. Yeah. And in reality, that's what it is. It's quality. Yeah.
You guys, it's like pretty equal, your guys' relationship. You guys have a good working relationship.
I think so. You know, like my biggest clients, have never met them. You know, I have clients in Texas.
But you go out there, don't you?
I've never gone to Texas. They've came to shows here. Yeah.
Oh, dang. I thought a lot of those, I was like, dang, I thought you were over there.
No. So I might see them if, you know, once every 2 years if they come to a show to Cali.
Yeah. You plan to go out there? You should.
I always wanted to go out there, but so going back to what we're good at is car stuff and event stuff, right? So whenever there's a huge event in Texas, we're printing for so many different clients for that same day that there's no way I could make it out. You know what I mean? So let's just say there's a big show. Okay, LST is coming up, right? It's a huge show in Texas. My 3 biggest clients are going to that show. So meaning the weeks before that, we're on crunch time to get all their merch.
But you already did the design.
Yeah, but
you can step out.
We still need to print it.
But you can still step out.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
You can delegate it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully I'll make it out there and
do it.
It's just the drive. The fly.
Just fly.
Maybe the fly, yeah. Yeah,
I think you should.
I'm not opposed to it. I'd love to go out to
Texas. I mean, if the design work is done, you just have a lot of trust in the team to get everything out there.
Yeah.
And then they show up with you.
No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not opposed to it, I guess. Perfect situation, I'll make my way out there for sure. But I mean, I go to all the shows here in Cali because they're usually a drive away and I'm delivering merch to that event. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have any advice for people starting out, maybe that look up to you?
Don't start a print shop. Just kidding. Starting out.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, I can only give advice that I guess I would expect, you know, from what I know, you know, like I said, I'm not a huge business guy where, you know, I know everything, you know, we have our struggles every single day, like every other business owner, but
you've made your way up there. You can give quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, I don't know. Ask me a specific question, I guess.
About
my head.
Like they're really good with the artwork.
Yeah, my head is going to like designing stuff. Like, I guess be good at what you.
They're good at artwork, but they don't know how to make it into a business.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So I got something for that, right? So going back to what our shop known is artwork in the automotive industry, right? So my advice to a graphic designer trying to get into a specific thing is, what do they
bring to the table?
What do they like? No, what would they do if they weren't designing, right? If I wasn't a designer 100%, if I didn't own a print shop 100%, I would be in the automotive field somehow. I've always wanted to do like welding and airbags, right? I had got to the point where I had signed up already for the school and all that. Before I sold that sticker, I was already going to meet with the rep to go out and learn how to weld and, and do that. So I guess what would you do if you weren't designing and focus on that industry? So if you're into skating and you're a designer, focus on the skatewear, focus on the influencers skateboarding.
It's like find your niche.
Find your niche and then focus on that. I would say that because it's going to make your life easier.
Because you're going to love it.
Yeah. So like right now for me, it'd be impossible for me to try to go after, not impossible, but like sports or like a surfer or something. Because I don't know their industry, right?
It's just something totally completely different from what you're used to.
Yeah, it's not something I would do in my free time, and I don't know their languages. I don't know the brands of surfboards or whatever, the different types and all that. But if you are into that and you're hanging out at a surf shop all day, then it's easy for you.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think that we'll cut it off right there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You guys.
Where could people find you at?
Just Instagram, OnPoint Graphics.
OnPoint Graphics, cool.
Yeah. You'll see our t-shirts right there.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Alrighty, guys. There it is. Thank you.
I appreciate it.